Hey everybody, it's me again. It is Jennifer with Figured Out Fitness. I wanted you all to meet Michelle tonight, but in the absence of not being able to get that hooked up, and maybe we will, I'm still working on it. I still wanted you to tell you all about her because she is an amazing coach. Excited to have her as part of our team. She,
I
in
did
her other
it!
life, is a
I
yay!
did
Yay!
it! That
See, I
was
told you
so
guys
much
we have so
work.
much fun.
This is
Yeah.
this is why I spend my time in a gym because technology stresses me out. Weights are so
Yeah.
much
No.
easier. Anyway, hi.
Hey, Michelle, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm awesome. So I was just telling them how awesome you were, but since you popped on camera, I just want you to introduce yourself. So maybe talk, like, give the short version of your fitness journey and how you became a coach with Figured Out Fitness.
Okay, well, fitness journey. So I've always kind of been an athlete and I've always been active and stuff like that. But I didn't have to put a whole lot of thought or effort into it. I just kind of did it because it was a little bit like a checklist for me. It was a little bit like
Mhm.
that's just what I did. I went to the gym. I'm an athlete, right? Well, then I started doing weights probably about 10 years ago, and I just really I was always a runner. I ran the same thing. I'd go and I'd lift a few and see what happened. Well, then I went through a divorce. I'm a single mom of three. They're grown kids now, but at the time they weren't necessarily grown. And so it was about 4 years ago, and I was on my way to the gym, and I had been introduced to bodybuilding, and I loved it, but I thought, oh, never, I could never do that, not in a million years. I don't have the dedication. I just couldn't do it. And I was kind of like just in a rut, not really feeling great. I had gone through some battles like with my moods, and um, I call it sadness. I guess it was depression if you want to put an ugly name to it, but it was sadness. And I was just done. I was just done being where I was. I was just done being in that spot. And so I was on my way to the gym, and I sat in the parking lot and I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. That's it. I'm just going to do it. And so that's when I um, started the process. And I like walked into the gym that day and took pictures because I was determined to make changes. And I wasn't necessarily like overweight, but I wasn't healthy and I wasn't happy in my skin and I didn't feel
Mhm.
comfortable. It was like March, and the summer before that, I didn't even put a bathing suit on because I didn't want to like be in a bathing suit. And I was like, that's horrible. That's
Mhm.
horrible. And so I went into the gym and I just kind of like looked around and kind of saw what was there. And then I came home and I probably scoured the internet for about 4 hours, just finding everything I could, like where I needed to start, how I needed to start, where to begin. And that kind of fueled this just real big love for being strong and healthy. And so I took that opportunity and I literally learned everything you could possibly learn. I kind of equate it to, I have a 20-year-old son, well soon to be 20, and he has
Mhm.
autism. And when I first found out about his diagnosis, I cried for 3 days because I had no idea. I was like, what does this mean? And then I decided after 3 days I was done crying about it and I was going to do something about it. And I literally became like the world's expert on autism because I was just determined to like not sit in that spot. And it was kind of the
Mhm.
same thing. I just was determined to become different. I was determined to be happy. I was determined to be healthy. I was determined to like want to get out of bed in the morning because there were
Mhm.
many days where I didn't want to get out of bed and I was like, I'm done. I don't want to sit here anymore. And so that's kind of
Mhm.
how it started. I just fell in love
Yeah.
with it.
I
Yeah.
love that. One of the things that I always find really interesting, both about you and Susie, and really myself too, it's like all the time if you look at like Shape Magazine and all the popular fitness magazines out there, most of them are focused on everything happening on the outside. And we all, of course, want to look good. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Like we want to look good in
Right.
bathing suits, we want to look good in shorts, all that good stuff. But most people, when they really think about the benefit and why they continue to do things in fitness, it has nothing to do with the aesthetics. It has a lot to do with how you feel, that confidence, not being sad, feeling like an athlete again. Susie had talked about, doing something for herself, having 4 grown kids of her own. So, and I definitely get that. Like when I'm in the gym, that's my time. And even those people, those who work out at home, some of my clients who are at home, they talk about, I get to go downstairs and then that's my time
Hmm.
for me. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. So one of the things I asked Susie, which I needed to add, I want to ask you too, is a big misconception about trainers and coaches is that we are like these uber strict, eat, broccoli and carrots all the time, and we work out 17 hours a day, and then we pop protein supplements and all that stuff. So my question to you is, what was your most epic treat meal? And I say treat meal because I don't believe in cheating, because cheating would mean that we're doing something bad, and we're
Right.
not. Eating lots of food is just what our jobs are, right, Michelle?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So two come to mind. One, it wasn't as like that what I ate wasn't as epic, but like the episode itself was epic. It was it was and I still like laugh about it. It was my first prep and I like I said, I was consumed with it. So like it's all I thought, like literally all I thought of about. It was crazy. And it was probably about 4 months in, and I was just hungry. I wasn't fueling myself as well as I should have. I will admit that because I didn't know enough. And
Right.
it was like 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, I'm hungry. I just want to eat. And I went to the kitchen. I had a bowl of cereal. I had like a bowl of blueberries. I had some crackers, and I probably ate like a cup of peanut butter. And I devoured that so quickly. And I was just like, oh my gosh, it was so good. And then the other epic was after this last show, we had friends that we competed with and they were in town. And so they actually have videos. We went to 7-Eleven on our way home. And I had like 2 bottles of wine. I had like those chocolate donuts. We had potato chips. I'm just walking out with like handfuls of, okay, I didn't eat it all, but I had a little bit of everything because it was so good. So that was
Yeah.
probably like it was just epic. That was, yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
a baker. I mean, that's what I do. So I'm around sweets all day long. I had a little bit of a chocolate chip cookie today because I'm like, I want it. It's good. I'm not going to eat 18 of them, but I'm definitely going to eat this cookie. So
I
for
don't know. Did
sure.
you hear Susie? She ate 10 homemade chocolate chip cookies just
Nice.
yesterday.
That's, that's my
So
kind of
I think
girl.
that's such a great message. That's why I always ask people that, because if you're doing it right, and both you and Susie are in amazing shape, and both of you guys talk about cookies and all this other stuff. Now, of course, you don't eat that every single day, but
Right.
when we do it right, when you're working with a good coach, you can get you in a great position. Your metabolism is on fire. Our goal is so that you can eat more, that you can eat
Mhm.
more and do less cardio or no